Okay, so I was asked to share with you some different tools that you can use to do your presentations in, and just a brief overview of each. So I'm going to start with the simplest ones. Remember that if you're on a PC, you can use PowerPoint. If you're on a Mac, you can use Keynote. And on either, you could use your Google Docs account and do a new presentation. And Google presentations have come a long way. Actually, you can now do transitions and some animated effects and things like that. So don't discount that. It's really nice. It's easy to get to. And again, any of you can use this. Now, something I'm going to reiterate throughout several of these tools, if you have to create an account, you need to check because you might have to be 13. In fact, you probably do have to be 13 to create an account anywhere. How do you get around that? Well, if you go home and have your parents create the account for you and give you the login, then that's legal. So you can totally do that if some of these appeal to you and you want to use them really badly. Just have your parent go in and create an account, write down the name of it, and have them do that at home, and then you can access it and work in that product. Let's look at some of our other options. Okay, PalTune is a way to create presentations that are very visual. These are going to be very limited in the amount of text that you can include, but they do have lots of interesting pictures and a lot of effects of hands moving things around on the screen you can kind of see in this preview. And you can go to this site and play this if you want to see what one looks like. To start making one, you're going to make sure that you click here where it says teachers and students. Click here. You're going to go to students and then sign up for your free trial to make this, and then you can actually sign in using your Google account. If you were already signed in with your school Google account when you hit this button, then it will just log you in. It will send you a confirmation email, but you don't have to confirm that if you don't want to. So that's PalTune. It's a really interesting and different solution to what you're trying to do. With Nearpod, you can create some interactive presentations on the iPad, but you do have to create your initial account on the iPad, and then you have to work on the computer to make the presentation itself. And then if you're presenting your material like this, your students will also have to have iPads in order for that to work. So it's a really cool way to present something, and it does allow you to have some interactive features, like you can give quizzes and ask opinions and have people draw stuff. But it does require the iPad, so keep that in mind. All right, SlideRocket, instead of going directly to SlideRocket.com, what you want to do is go into your Google account, your Frisco ISD Google account, and log in, and then up at the top where it says More, click the drop down and go to SlideRocket that way, and that way you already will pretty much have an account. You may get a confirmation about your age because you do have to be 13 to use SlideRocket. And you'll find that on a lot of the different web tools because that's a privacy issue, and there's a law called COPPA, which is the Childhood Online Privacy Protection Act, and that it's about sharing information is all you really need to know about that, but that limits you from signing up for things until you're 13. So you may have an issue with some of these tools because of that. But SlideRocket you access this way. SlideRocket is cool because it has really unique templates. If you go up to the top and look at the templates, there's some really cool ones there, and you can just download, get a copy of any of them and start editing those away, and these are all professionally designed. But there's also, in SlideRocket, you can put in flash items, which is really neat. And the problem is, where do you get flash items? Well, for that, we actually have another online tool that you can use, and it's called Loxia Studio. And what you'll find is they have these cool little flash items, and like this one is the 3 slice cube, and it's created, and this is just a little preview of it, and I guess it may have trouble. There we go. But you can put your own images in it, and then it will create this little animation out of your own images. And then you can take this, because it will save as a flash file, and put it into SlideRocket. So you could use those together if you wanted to. That's kind of a neat way to do something a little different. NineSlides.com is a place where you can upload a pre-made set of slides, like from PowerPoint, and then you can upload videos that maybe you took with a webcam, and you can sync those together. Now, once again, this is a web tool. It's not for students under 13, and you do have to have the webcam to be able to do that. This one's all about publishing and sharing and having the speaker like a talking head kind of next to your slide presentation, and that's really all this site does. Prezi is a nifty little tool. A lot of students really dig Prezi. You basically start, instead of with a bunch of slides, you start with one giant canvas, and you add your text and all of your information and your pictures and whatever, and then you tell Prezi how you want it to go through your presentation so that you can advance through it, kind of like this. And you can see it's just sort of zooming in on different areas. As I told it to do. And there's a picture of the larger canvas, and I can see all the different pictures that I added in. So this is kind of a nifty little tool, and something, again, just a little bit different, a different way to present. Have to be 13 for this one also. Animoto is a video creator, actually. So you might want to use this maybe within another presentation. It's really good at taking short video clips and still photos and throwing them together to make a very quick little video. And it has cool transitions that it does automatically for you. It does have music that you can choose from to throw in the background. What it doesn't really do is give you an option to put lots of text on it, which means that if you have lots of information to share and you're just making an Animoto video, what you generally have to do is you'll have to do a voiceover. So you'll have to actually record the sound file first and upload that as the background to your video, which can be a challenge because the length of the voice recording has to match then the length of the video, and it may cut off the beginning and the end. We've had that happen, so this is kind of a challenge to use with the voice, but you could use this and put it like in a website as part of a presentation if you wanted to. Another option for doing a presentation online is to use a website. Now, here you see a Google site that Ms. Johnson and I used to present some things at a conference last week. And what we did was basically instead of having slides, we had different pages on our website. And we'll show you a picture of Ms. Johnson and I as superheroes. So the only problem here is that you might have to scroll and that sort of thing. Also, they do have a lot of themes that are made. You can personalize them. I made all of this myself, but that takes a lot more effort to do something like that, so you might not be interested in investing that kind of time. There are lots of videos on YouTube for how to make Google sites if you're interested in learning about that. And any of you can use this, even if you are not quite 13, so that's a good one. Now, if you're interested in the website idea, and you are 13, you could make a Wix, which is a website creator, and this one does some Flash things in it, has some more interesting kind of templates. I know a lot of students really like using Wix. It's not my personal favorite, but it might be a favorite of yours, so you might want to give it a shot. Again, you can use tabs and things so that you can, instead of slides, you would use tabs to make different pages. Now it's not going to load for me real quick. Oh, there it is. Okay. And so you can do things like this. Okay, and then Weebly is another one where you can create a free website. Again, you have to be 13. But here's an example of a website that I've made in Weebly. It's very simple. It's a drag and drop kind of interface. And again, you can use a different page for each one of your slides in place of a slide. So that's another option when you're making a presentation. So that's about it for me. I do want you to remember, if you're in Google Docs, I can help you if your password doesn't work or something like that. Ask your teacher to email me. But all these other tools that are out there on the web, I have no control over. So if you do set up an account, or if your parents set up an account, you are completely on your own with that password. So don't forget it. Also, whatever tool you use, make sure you know how you can get to it. Usually they give you an opportunity to get a link, but you're going to be needing to get that link to your teacher, so make sure you know how you're going to share that information with your teacher at some point, because that is an important piece of the puzzle. Good luck, and I hope you have a good time with this assignment.